Hebrews. This is Prophets of Awakening. This is our advanced Bible study. It's our Males Night, 22nd of June, 2021. I'm asking everybody to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And I want to say shalom and welcome everybody. We're going to go right into it. We're going to do a moment of silence, our prayers, songs, and then our current events. So this moment of silence is for Yahweh and the Lord of hosts and all that they are doing to bring about our prophesied regathering and return to our homeland. Okay. O Lord, I pray unto the Lord my God. We make our confessions, O Lord, the great and dreadful God, keeping covenant and mercy to them that love thee and to them that keep thy commandments. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us a confusion of face, as is this day, to the men of Judah, to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven us, because of our trespass, that we have trespassed against thee. As it is written in the laws of Moses, all this evil has come upon us, in the land of our captivity, here in the Americas, Caribbean, Great Britain, and Africa. O Lord, according to all thy righteousness, I beseech thee, that thine anger and thy fury be turned away from thy city Jerusalem, and thy people, and thy holy mountain. O Lord, hear this prayer, cause thy face to shine upon thy sanctuary and thy people for your sake. O Lord, open thine eyes and incline thine ears to hear and behold our condition. O Lord, hear. O Lord, forgive. O Lord, hearken and do. Defer not for thine own sake, O my Lord, for thy people and your land need you desperately at this hour. Okay. Do a little song. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do Psalms 139. It's everlasting presence and power of God. The Psalm of David. O Lord, thou hast searched me and know me. Thou knowest thy down sitting and mine uprising. Thou understandest my thoughts afar off. Thou compassest my path and my lying down, and art acquainted with all my ways. For there is not a word in my tongue, but lo, O Lord, thou knowest it altogether. Thou hast beset me behind and before, and laid thine hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot obtain unto it. Whither shall I go from thy spirit, or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be light about me. Yea, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as the day, and darkness and light are both alike to thee. For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise thee, for I am faithful, fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. Okay, and keep going. Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being unperfect, and in the book also my members were written, which in countless were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them. My questions also are thy thoughts unto me, O God. How great is the sum of them? If I should count them, they are more in number than the sands. When I awake, I am still with thee. Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O God. Depart from me, therefore, ye bloody man, for they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain. Do not I hate them, O Lord? that hate thee, and I am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee. I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them mine enemies. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me into the way everlasting. Okay, that's the Psalm 139. It says the everlasting presence and power of God. It's a Psalm of David. Okay. So with that being said, anybody got any current events they want to bring up? What's up, Kenny?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Okay. Anybody got any current events they want to mention? Anything they done came across? Okay. Got some current events right here. Okay. Yeah, like I said before, we got another sign. It's the strawberry moon. It says how to watch the last super moon of 2021. So it's the last sign of 2021. Summer is only just beginning in earnest, which means the days are about to get even hotter in the northern hemisphere. This makes going out at night even more exciting, especially for those who are on a mission to gaze at the sky after the sun sets. It's not just the stars that you want to check out in the coming days, as the last supermoon of 2021 is nearly upon us. This is your last chance this year to take advantage of the phenomenon with a strawberry supermoon to light up the sky later this week. So it says, get a little more. You'll have to look southeast on Thursday evening to catch the full moon rising over the horizon. It's supposed to be large and golden and reach peak illumination at 2:40 p.m. Eastern time, but it won't be visible until later that evening, of course. That's assuming that the sky is clear enough to catch June's full moon in action. The almanac explains that it defines a full moon as a supermoon if it's less than 224,000 miles or 360,000 kilometers away from the Earth. The June strawberry supermoon being just outside the cut of 224,662 miles. Let me see out, but this month's supermoon is just a couple thousand miles farther away than April and May supermoon, so viewers should notice the difference. So, like I said, they didn't turn this into some kind of cartoon series or something, but the Most High tells us that sun and the moon are for signs and warnings. Yeah. So, anybody got any comments on that or what they think about it? Okay.
What possible signs it is supposed to be then? What
Well,
what's the comment from this?
well, the thing about it is, that's the thing about Most High said that when he talk about him, he drawing nigh unto us. That's what he's talking about in every aspect, and we had all that understanding back in the day. So when he said he's gonna hide his face from us, all this information was taken away. That's how he hid his face. But back in the day, our even Egyptians was doing it. But our forefathers watched the moon. Everything, all these different things that's going on with the moon and sun was signs to them for certain things, and warnings and different things they know they had to do. But we don't understand all that now. That's one of our major problems right today. We don't, you know, like I said, I mean, if people even pay attention to the sky, they don't. I mean, even the Shabbats, we didn't keep the Shabbat according to the Saturday. They knew the Shabbat was coming according to the different slivers of the moon. They watched the moon, but we didn't got away from all that. But like I said, that's a part of him hiding his face from us. Yeah. Okay, so I got something else. Okay. Let's see what we do. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna play this right here and see if I can get some feedback on it. Just some get some need to know information. Okay, tell me what you think about it.
Now, we've been talking about, different things that's going on in American history. Ever since the Republicans have really been pushing this so-called critical race theory crap that they've been pushing. Don't even know what it means. The average Republican can't even tell you what it means or give you an accurate description of it. They don't even know the history of where that comes from. That term been around since the early 1970s. Anyway, so, when you talk about the reparations conversation, and they say a lot of things. Oh well, it'll be hard to do that. I don't know about that. Maybe not right now. It's always a problem. But I want to go back with some footage back in actually the late 1950s, around 1957, actually, and they had a reporter going around asking his fellow Mzungus what they thought about the civil rights bill at that time period. But I want you to hear their responses to it. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Mrs. J.D. Marlin, and I think this is the most ridiculous thing that has ever happened. The Negroes are just as free as we are. They have the same opportunity to work and to build their part of the town up just the same as we have. I just don't understand it. Don't approve of it. I'm going to stand up for my rights.
Jim Knight with WALB Television News. We're soliciting the views of Albany people on the Civil Rights Bill. Would you like to give us your views?
Well, I think if they remain peaceful, it would be a lot better than perhaps the violence that would be concerned. Well, of course, being a Southerner, I'm not for it at all.
I see.
And I just don't know how it's going to turn out. I hope we don't have any trouble.
We're soliciting opinions on the Civil Rights Bill. Would you like to give us yours?
I'm sorry, but I don't think it's the time right now. I think they have equal rights, Dave.
Thank you very much.
What I'd have to say would be fit to go on there.
Thank you very much.
I don't like it. I like just trying to put something on us that we don't know.
I see.
We'll have a national election on it rather than just letting 9 men tell us what we got to do.
And how about you?
I feel the same.
All right, thank you very much.
I sure don't like it, that's for sure.
I see. Do you feel this will have any effect on your life directly?
I imagine it will.
Thank you very much.
Probably might have neighbors here next door to us.
Now, I know today we definitely got the civil rights bill and everything. Even though the civil rights bill isn't permanent, it has to be renewed every 25 years. They never wanted to give you permanent civil rights. Why don't you go ask Jim Crow Joe why the Civil Rights Act isn't permanent law? Now they trying to remix it with the Equality Act, right? And they trying to add LGBT to the bills that we fought for and died for, literally. But that's a different topic for a different day on that one when it comes to that so-called Equality Act. I'm kind of sick and tired of other people grifting themselves into the things that we fought and died for. We got to do all the heavy lifting. We got to die. We got to get bit by dogs, water hoses, shot up, terrorized. And then after it's all done, then here come, special interest groups, just attaching themselves to what we fought for. Nobody want to die for anything. You just want to get the benefit. That's why I don't have a lot of respect for those who do that. But
Okay.
By advertising on
as you heard, they didn't want black folks living next to them. Well, of course, that has changed. Matter of fact, if some of them could come back today and see people like Whoa Vicky, I'm pretty sure they're like, oh my God, what has happened? You know, they feel like they lost their whole mindset, right? But as you heard, they did not want black people to have a civil rights bill. They said that black people was equal to white people. They can work, etc. Another one, you know, was saying it's kind of too much. Another one saying it shouldn't be 9 people in the Supreme Court to be voting on anything. You should let them vote. Another one say they want, you know, black folks living next to them. Now let's go to the reparations conversation. The reparations conversation is the most hypocritical conversation ever. Okay, the reason why it's hypocritical because if they stood on that square with everybody, then I was like, okay, that's just how they are. But they have shown that they do not want black people to have no equality, no rights, no anything, but everybody else can have it. You understand? I'm going to keep bringing this up until somebody give me a logical answer. Why don't those Mzungus who are against reparations, they say they don't want it. The excuses are, I didn't enslave nobody. The excuses are, I didn't remove nobody from Africa. Why I have to pay for it, etc. When it's actually the U.S. government is going to pay for it. You don't tell the U.S. government about all the money in the billions of dollars that they give foreign countries, even in the recent CARES Act. They give billions and billions of dollars to foreign countries, and none of you have said anything about your tax dollars going to foreign countries that don't benefit you whatsoever. You never say nothing about your tax dollars there. You never talk about one group, the Native Americans. You never talk about them where you have federally recognized tribes. They get billions of dollars every year, and they still getting it, right? Black folks talking about a one-time reparations package. We're not talking about every year we get money in the billions, every year, right? Why didn't you say that you didn't, harm Native Americans? Why didn't you say you didn't remove them from their land? Why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say you didn't kill Native Americans? You didn't do anything. Why don't you go say that when the billions and billions of dollars are going out every year to Native American tribes? Why? I'm just asking that question. So it's okay for your tax dollars to go to Native Americans. That's fine for you. It's okay for your tax dollars in the range of $10 million a day to go to another foreign land, right? And Richard Sudan talked about that to Israel. It's okay for your tax dollars to go over there. That's no problem, right? But it's a problem for you if Black Americans receive reparations in the country that they built. You understand? Yes, they say we built this country. A lot of these are white supremacists. You didn't build anything. Show me all the work you did in the plantation field. Show me how you built Washington, D.C. You didn't even build that. Benjamin Banneker is the one that designed that after one of your fellow Mzungus had just took all the plans and left, and they looked at Benjamin Banneker had remembered everything, and he had ended up designing it in his own way as well. When they try to say black men haven't really done a whole lot in America, like I said, that's an uneducated fool. Benjamin Banneker, you wouldn't even have NASA without him. He's the father of astronomy. You wouldn't have a father's almanac without that one brother. You know what I'm saying? You got a White House, black people built that. You got the Capitol that you have, well, Congress, black people built that. We have built the railroads. We built roads. We've done all kinds of things to build and innovate this nation. And we did it for free. Not because we chose to, but under duress. So we're saying that black people, their descendants, deserve reparations and all the murder, the medical experiments, the lynchings, all the things that's been done to black people. All of it. And these people got the nerve to say that black people don't deserve reparations. Now, you look at Juneteenth, and I told y'all, they'll give black people something all day. It don't cost the government nothing, and everybody else will benefit. See, when you give something supposedly give something to black people, everybody got to benefit. But when you give something to Asians, it's only for Asians. You understand what I'm saying? When you give something to Native Americans, it's only for Native Americans. If you give something to the Arab community, it's only for Arabs. Or whoever group it is. If it's for the white LGBT, it's for the white LGBT. But when it comes to black folks as a group, oh no, we can't be doing that. We got to make sure it's for everybody. Because let's call it what it is. And I will say this, and I want black people to repeat this. If any of them is again reparations, no matter who they are anti-black racists. They are. Because they know the history of America. Most people know about slavery and all of that. And if you're against it, for what? The reason why I say they're anti-black racist is because if they were truly on that, they would want nobody to get any money. No foreign aid, nobody get no extra money like we talked about. The Asians got the $50 million, Native Americans, all these different other people getting money all day long. They'll be against that because they don't want their tax dollars to go to anything. Notice when that $50 million was announced by Jim Crow Joe, not a peep was about it. Nothing. You didn't hear them saying, "Hey, I didn't harm no Asian. Why my tax dollars got to go over there?" You didn't hear anything. Not a mention about money. Only when it's you. And it goes right back to the civil rights movement and the civil rights bill at that time period, is that they don't want you to have nothing. That hate that's in America does not go away. It transcends time. America was built on anti-black hatred. That's in the foundation. And even people that come to this country, even other people that look like me and you could come to this country and see that, you know what, if I want to get in with these folks, I got to start having hate for Black America. And people look at that as they hustle to get the things that they need. Well, let me side with these folks and make sure, because I know these folks hate black American folks, so let me go ahead and start having hatred on them. This is why you see all this weaponization, all these different groups against Black Americans. You see it. You see it extremely in politics. And this is why the greatest mistake that black folks made politically is not to focus on black people's issues. And we still have relics of that mindset in the Congressional Black Caucus. Now, Sheila Jackson Lee is the one that she says she put up the bill for Juneteenth, but nobody won't put up an anti-black hate crime bill. Nobody will put up a reparations package. Now, I'm not saying nothing about no HR 40. There's enough people that study reparations. The study's done, okay? They want to put that up. And it definitely needs to keep being brought up. And you need to ask your politicians when you catch them, hey, well, why is the Native Americans keep getting billions and billions of dollars, but we can't get reparations? Well, what's the difference? Can you tell us? You got to put them on the spot about what's the difference. Don't tell them about racism. Just say, what's the difference with Native Americans and Black Americans? Why they get billions and billions of dollars a year, and yet we can't get a reparations package? Why? That question needs to be posed to all of them. Because, see, if you just use reparations, we got HR 40, they say, no. We talking about what happened to the Native Americans. Because I don't see no study going on for that. They cutting the check every year. But I want you to see just that video about how they don't change. Everything transcends time. And this is why these people do not want you learning any kind of history or even looking at things in the 50s, 40s. And this is the time period that the MAGA crowd say, well, America was great, like in the 50s. Once again, black folks being subjugated. But leave me a comment on anything about the situation in this video. Like I said, we got to keep on putting that pressure on them. If we
Okay. Anybody got any comments on what they heard?
Yeah, what groups organizations that are pushing for the reparations for Black people? Are there any particular groups? Because I just hear people talk about it, but who's actually, what organizations you can research and find it actually?
You got Sankofa. Then you got I can't think of the name of I think some Cobra or something, but it's what wasn't happening is they had a group that was in Great Britain that was pushing for reparations from through Great Britain in that area. Then you had a group over in America, and what then happened is they all came together, and I think they under the banner of this guy called Claude Anderson. He the one really was, he one did a lot of the groundwork. And so between him and those two different groups, they all came together as one That's why based on what the scriptures say and based on what they done did, because they didn't over the years they didn't figured out what to do and what not to do, and now they got them back in the corner.
You said Carl Anderson?
Yeah, Claude Anderson.
Paul?
Claude.
Claude. Claude, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Claude. Yeah, so yeah, then I got a couple of videos on that too. So on Prophets of Awakening about that. Yeah. Anybody else got any comments on that?
Do you think, like when the Lord of Hosts, he would harden Pharaoh's heart,
Right?
And he wanted to show his glory and his power. And right now, these people that's pushing for this, they gonna give the glory to JC and
right, exactly.
So I don't know.
So it's when you understand what's going on and who behind all of it, it's a time appointed. It's coming, but it's a time appointed when the Lord of Hosts, when it can come about when it's time for him to, according to prophecy and according to what's been spoken, is going to manifest itself. Go ahead.
Like it say, we supposed to be here 400 years and then judgment. Then we leave with great substance.
Right.
What they could give us and what the Lord of Hosts say is great. I mean, our mind can't even comprehend his definition of great.
Right. Exactly.
I don't believe they could give us a drop in the bucket what he gonna take from them.
Right. But what the thing about that, and I said this on a couple of other occasions though, when you start talking about metals like gold and silver and all that. So when you go to Genesis and it talks about in Garden of Eden, he said that in that land it was that was gold in the land of Havilah, right?
Right.
So that gold was for Adam, and Adam and his descendants. Well, it's the same gold because all they've been doing is taking it and melting it down and refashioning it in all over places, but it's the same gold. So it's our gold anyway.
Yeah, they making it easy for us to tote out of here.
Right, exactly. They didn't, especially when they didn't put in those individual bars. Now they got them individual bars. That's what they did with the Egyptians. They spoiled the Egyptians the same way.
Right.
And then even Cyrus came out. If you remember, that Cyrus came out with all that gold and that they had taken from out of the temple and gave it to Zerubbabel. And they went back with it. And so I was having a discussion earlier today. This came up, and what a lot of people are understanding is, when they say when you look at reparations, well, that's what happened in Egypt was reparations, and that's what happened when they left Babylon. But they needed that. They needed that for when they got where they was going, because they had to. When they left the first time with Moses, they got in the land. They needed that gold to set up the temple.
Right.
They needed that gold when they built that tabernacle in the wilderness. And so when they came back with Zerubbabel, they had to use that money to buy back a lot of their relatives that those Ammonites and Moabites had them under subjugation.
Okay.
So they had so when we get this money right here, we're gonna need the money when we get where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Our land is land desolate.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna that great substance is a reason for it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody got anything else on that? Yeah. So I played this here yesterday, but I'm gonna play it again today because I'm trying to I want to get a feel for what everybody else think about it. you know, on the males line. What y'all think about it? I'm gonna play this right quick. And I keep on talking about it, and it's gonna happen. It's a matter of fact, it's already happening. Okay, here we go. It's the Wakanda One village.
Please come and join us.
My name is Ambassador Arikana Chiomborifao. I'm the former
I'll
African
play half
Ambassador
of
to the
it and
United
then
States
we'll talk and I'll play the
and
other half.
founder and president of African Diaspora Development Institute. We are here to talk about the establishment of the Wakanda City of Return in Cape Coast, starting with the very place that our ancestors were taken out of our beloved continent.
Wakanda City of Return project launched in Cape Coast, Ghana. The Wakanda City of Return project has been launched in Cape Coast to pave way for the creation of an ultra-modern smart city that befits Cape Coast as a tourism hub. The African Diaspora Development Institute, ADI, two local companies and the city of Cape Coast that form the fulcrum around the building of the city say they are leveraging on the heritage and cultural tourism assets of Ghana to create a place of pilgrimage for the people of African descent to know about their history, culture, civilization of Africa and our role in the creation of the New World economy. The project is a private sector-led initiative to develop the coastline and new areas of Cape Coast by creating a heritage experience with the provision of 5-star hotels, retreat, health resort, conference center, entertainment and the construction of the ultra-modern continental corporate headquarters for ADI. The organizers are convinced the timing of the project is apt as the country continues to benefit from the hugely successful Year of Return and the Beyond the Return tourism initiatives. Speaking at the launch of the project, chairman of the Wakanda City of Return, Dr. Kojo Benjamin Taylor explained Cape Coast as a tourist city could not be measured anywhere in Ghana, and as a tourist center, it didn't have a project that fulfilled the tourism potentials it has. Thus, the organizers thought of creating a project that would allow people to come to Cape Coast, stay for some time, enjoy its spiritual nature, enjoy the entertainment aspect of it, enjoy it through the communities and also enjoy the environment of futuristic event. They couldn't have chosen a much better place than Cape Coast to build the Wakanda City of Return. I am proud to be the chairman of the Wakanda One City. We will make this vision a reality. It takes only one person to kill an elephant for the whole village to enjoy, and that's what ADI and some of us have embraced. I believe that part of the joys of life is to be able to invest in the lives of others, and so we are ready to make it happen, he explained. The project talks about education, history, entertainment, food and hospitality of the people of Cape Coast and the Central region. We have targeted a certain sector of tourism called the heritage tourism, Dr. Taylor explained. Almost all the elements required for the smooth takeoff of the proposed $2 billion Wakanda City of Return project in the ancient city of Cape Coast are in place, Drive Kojo Taylor, chairman of the project, has assured. So far, 30,000 acres of undeveloped land have been secured in the Cape Coast metropolis and Asebu in the Abura Asebu Kwamankese district, and processes for documentation are in progress. Ghana will be the first to benefit from the ultra-modern Smart City project, expected to be built in 55 African cities. The project is an initiative of the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly, CCMA, and the African Diaspora Development Institute.
Okay.
Introducing speakers.
Kojo Taylor, chairman of Wakanda City of Return. And we are here today to discuss the Wakanda City of Return project report. We did do a media launch about 2 months ago, and we have come back to do additional work where the project is starting. And this media event is to give additional information on what we have done today. Today, we are here to discuss the site Yesterday, we went to the first site to look at the actual site.
In partnership with the Pelicape Company Limited, PCL, and Adepa Africa Investments, AAI. It is anticipated to create about 3,000 direct and indirect jobs and boost tourism development in the country. It comes with an airport, 5-star hotels, retreat centers, health resort, conference centers, residential estates, entertainment, and a continental corporate headquarters for the African Diaspora Development Institute, ADI. The city will serve as safe haven for pilgrimage of people of African descent to learn more about their history, culture, the civilization of Africa, and its role in the New World economy. A team of engineers on Tuesday inspected the 2 sites along the coastal stretch and the Sidoka Kompe area in Cape Coast and also at Asebu. Dr. Taylor expressed delight about the progress made so far with the building structures and systems for the next level to proceed, adding that a strategic plan as well as the documentation of the land were on course and the areas will be developed into a true city. He said a synergy of investments include.
Okay. Okay, so we at the halfway point. So what you think about what y'all looking at?
Prophecy.
Okay. Why you say that?
Jeremiah 29:14 and
right, exactly. Yeah, right. But notice how it looked.
Mm-hmm.
And what you just said earlier about what the Most High mean by great, we don't know. We got a whole other understanding of what we mean by great. Look at that.
Right.
So we have to be somewhere where we rest in it, right?
Right.
And not only that, we gotta be in a place where, listen to how the reason I played the other video was they were saying that, they delusional. They were saying that when they passed the civil rights bill back in the 60s, that it was ignorant because of we already had equal rights, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But we know that was delusional because we didn't have no equal rights. So imagine that mindset, because it's still here, and they see us in this living like this.
Right.
So go to Ezekiel 38 and see what they say they're gonna do. They're gonna come there and find and deal with the people that's at rest.
Mm-hmm.
They got a problem with where we at and how we living. So you know how many people gonna leave here when this thing is constructed?
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
it's gonna be like Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're gonna want to try to invade.
They're gonna leave, man. Because, look at everything that's going on here with all the stuff that's been happening, all the police shootings. Man, they're gonna leave. They're gonna leave and so that's where the problem will come in. At they're gonna realize the impact that we had on this place, and now all of a sudden we ain't here.
Right.
Like Pharaoh.
Go ahead.
Like Pharaoh did.
Right. You're gonna look and see where we at and how we living, and knowing we ain't never coming back over here.
Right.
That's what's gonna sparkle. Let me read that.
So are they starting trying to break ground on this? How far? Or this just still?
Yeah, they already broke ground.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the reason I keep showing all this stuff, because it's already. And notice that the people, Dr. Aracana, they headquarters gonna be in the same place.
And you said something about how China's going to be instrumental in this. I was kind of lost with that, but I didn't want to take up too much time.
I'll show you how China gonna be instrumental. Let me get this right quick. I'm in Ezekiel 38, because like Lamar was saying, it's pretty much watching the video is like reading Ezekiel 38.
Man, we gonna walk right into it.
Right, exactly. And it's no different than Deuteronomy 28 and 68, when the prophecies caught up with us. We was on the west coast of Africa, and then Deuteronomy 28 and 68 came upon us. The ships came. So same thing right here. It's getting ready. The blessing finna come upon us. We finna leave here.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get that right quick.
So these brothers that's going to Israel and setting up fort there, they got their message all mixed up.
Yeah, they are. That go back to what I was saying about I was in a previous Bible study before I got on this line. So the guy was saying about when they was in Egypt and it got time for them to go, the Most High chose Aaron and Moses, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What tribe they was from?
Levi.
Levi. You think that was a coincidence? So right now, that's why they off. Because everybody waking up, but everybody want to be a Levite, but they ain't all Levites. That's where the problem coming in at.
Could Levi be over here, or are they in a?
You mean over here in America?
Yeah.
Yeah, Levi here. Yeah, he here. So it says right here. I'm gonna read. Two things I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read 38 first. 38 and 8. I'm starting at 8, verse 8. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back by the sword and is gathered out of many people. That's what we're looking at. Against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but is brought back out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, and thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy band, and many people with thee. Thus says the Lord God, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. See that? And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither balls nor gates. You haven't seen nail wall yet since you've been watching this video. So then it said 12, and take a spoil, and take a prey, and turn the hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which are gathering cattle, good, and dwell in the midst of the land. So when we leave here, like I said, he already told you in Jeremiah 29:14 where we going.
Right.
We're going back by the way which we came.
Mm-hmm.
So these people are not going. It's not just the African Americans. I mean, the Europeans. Everybody have a problem that we back over here, that we living like this, and that we at rest. We ain't gonna be concerned about them. Look at this place. We ain't gonna be thinking about them. We can care less about them, and then ain't worrying about what happened in the past. That's over with. You're gonna be living like this, moving forward, coming together, dialoguing, getting the scriptures right.
Right.
Connecting. They coming. That's what he just told you right here. They got a problem. They can't stand to see us. That's the whole reason why we've been treated the way we've been treated. They're not just like the Pharaoh. He refused to let us go out in the wilderness by ourselves and deal with our God. So when we leave here, now you got different brothers on different frequencies or whatever. But when we get over there, then you start coming together because there's no outside influences. And they can't stand there. They ain't gonna be able to handle that. So they're gonna come up and try to knock us off. But some days gonna be over. Them days over with. The Lord of hosts gonna be there.
Yeah, you're gonna put that halo.
Right. Exactly. So let me let the other part play. Let me get this.
Individual investors were being sourced to finance the project, which would take off this year, 2021. The Chief Executive Officer of ADEPA Africa Investments and Apagyahan of Asebu Traditional Area, Nana Abokezi Ampa I, assured the group of government's support to ensure that the project became a reality, indicating that Cape Coast was ready for the project. He explained that the smart city would be futuristic and welcoming to accommodate our brothers and sisters and help Africans in the diaspora have a place they will call their hometown. Professor
and how they pulling the wool over our head, they calling us Africans. See that we know we ain't no African.
Anso Iwosu Sekire, Vice-Chancellor of Cape Coast Technical University for his part, said the time had come for all Africans to unite and pool resources together to build the city for the benefit of all. He noted that the CCTU, as the only engineering university in the region, would assist with its expertise and ideas to make the project a reality. He further urged stakeholders to pull their strength, ideas and resources together for what he described as great transformation to take place in Cape Coast, Ghana and the entire African continent. It will be built and we will all be proud of it, Professor Iwosu Sekire noted, and stressed that Africa had a lot to offer and all should rise up to help build and develop the continent. The Wakanda City of Return project has been launched at a colorful ceremony at the Cape Coast Technical University Conference Room. The project, which is set to be a legacy project of the government's Year of Return.
If you or a loved one is fighting type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, this discovery...
You're trying to tell us to check our sugar?
Thank you for sitting down with me. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much. You came to the United States in 2018 to announce your return. Are you even shocked with the response this initiative has gotten? Not just from African Americans, but folks in the UK, folks in Canada, and from other countries. I don't know the shock is the word, but certainly it's more than I expected.
And beyond the return tourism initiatives. It is expected to give birth to the construction of residential, tourism and other facilities in the central regional capital, Cape Coast. Speaking at the launch, the mayor of Cape Coast, Hon. Ernest Arthur, expressed his appreciation to African Diaspora Development Institute, ADI, Pelikape Limited and Adepa Africa Investments for accepting the Assembly's proposal to undertake the Wakanda City of Return project. The Wakanda City of Return project is a joint partnership between the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly, ADI, Pelikape Limited and Adepa Africa Investments.
So right there with China behind the scenes, where Esau behind the scenes, they always putting these faces on things, but they the ones sponsoring those people.
The project, which is expected to provide over 3,000 jobs to people in the area, is also expected to boost tourism promotion in the area. The ultra-modern edifice, modeled around the architecture of the Wakanda City, as exhibited in the famous Black Panther movie, is expected to attract many across the globe to Ghana. It will also be a center for teaching the history of the black race. The Wakanda City of Return will indeed...
So here we go right here. See that? This is the same area. That's what we just, Lamar was just talking about. 29, Jeremiah 29:14. See, this is the place we left from. This is the same area, same landmass. That's what the Most High said. It's the door return, and now they coming back and on that same land mass. They building this place right here, City of Return.
Calls the coastlines of Cape Coast to witness the construction of 5-star hotels, heritage walkway, retreat and health resort, conference centers, and the continental corporate headquarters of African Diaspora Development Institute, ADI. The partners add that the project will indeed be a sound arena for leveraging on the heritage and cultural tourism assets of Cape Coast in creating a definite place of pilgrimage for people of African descent to know the history, culture and civilization of Africa, as well as the continent's role in creating a new world economy and order. Addressing the gathering during the launch, the Paramount Chief of Cape Coast, Asabarima Kwesi Atatu, who was also the chairman of the event, lauded the initiative of the Assembly and its partners and pledged his commitment in making the project a success. He indicated that the project, which will be built on the coastlines of Cape Coast, should be used to correct the negative script about Cape Coast and Ghana as a whole in terms of development. He added that the ultra-modern city should be able to tell the world that Ghana is not only rich in tourism potentials, but is also rich in terms of the mental capacity to do great things. The Vice-Chancellor of the Cape Coast Technical University, Reverend Ing. Professor Joshua Danso Iwosu Sekire, also pledged the readiness of the university to partner the investors in making the project a success, as the project will not only add to the tourism potentials in the area, but will also attract more investors into the area. On funding for the project, Dr. Kojo Taylor, chairman of the Wakanda City of Return, who is also a partner of Sanford Clinics, Garner noted that the partners are on course in raising the needed funds to build the city. He thus discounted suggestions that the project is going to be one of the promises which were never fulfilled. I have been involved in so many projects, including Sanford Clinics, and raising money for this project is not going to be difficult. We are going to give the public monthly or quarterly updates so that they know what we are doing, he added. This is the end of our today's program.
Okay. Anybody got
Wow.
anything else? Yeah. So it's
So,
like I said,
that is
go ahead.
that where them cities they building, is that where the slave ships actually came?
Right, they came from there. That Amina Castle, that door of return, is the last place that we saw when we left there. Came from there.
Wow,
That's
man, that's
the Kingdom of Judah, Kingdom of Benjamin, and the Levites was in that area right there. That's where they came and got them from.
wow.
Yeah, but no, most people don't know that.
That's
Ain't that something?
That's something, especially when you put it with Ezekiel 38. Man.
Right, exactly.
My
And you
goodness.
look at right here, like I said, I don't know about nobody else. If I get over there, the last thing I'm gonna be thinking about is America.
You got that right.
You hear me? So
Yeah.
I want to show Kenny what I'm talking about China. So you see that setup right there? That's just part of a bigger picture. What I'm showing you about all this Juneteenth stuff and all that is a bigger picture, and they trying to dictate what they're gonna do with us. But the whole time they look like fools, cause like I said, we just looking at scripture. We just dealt with scripture just a minute ago. But here we go right here. So see behind me right here? This the Road and Belt Initiative. That's China right there. So all these see is Africa over here, right here. So they got all this stuff going on. It ain't just on the West Coast. They got a big old China want to rule the whole world. You know, they gonna come behind. They want to follow up behind America. Cause China, you had Great Britain, they ruled the world. Then people left Great Britain, came to America. Then America blew up. Great Britain went down. So now the Chinese getting ready to blow up. This all is connected to that. All these they got, just like they building that city over there on the West Coast. They building cities all right here. It's called the Road and Belt Initiative. All these call them smart cities, just like smart TVs, but they got smart cities. All this whole area right here, Africa, and what they're doing in Ghana is just part of it, of a bigger picture. And that's what the Most High said. They're gonna come on the scene thinking that they're gonna rule for a long time, but he using all this right here just to get us back where he wants us at. But they got all them bankers and all them, they spend all this money, kicking money out all for this right here. You can Google it. It's called Road and Belt Initiative. You go over here. It's the more part of it right here. Let me get this. See that? See all them little dots? All these little dots right here, they're doing the same thing like they're doing in Ghana. All these smart cities right here. It's called the Road and Belt Initiative. Right? All over. They're setting up a whole big whole network. That's what all this stuff about Juneteenth and all that, because of let me get about this. So what they're doing is they setting up themselves to be, you know, like I said, they set themselves up to rule the whole world, but not understanding that they only being used by the Most High, the Lord of Hosts, to orchestrate what he said. He said we're gonna go back by the way which we came. They actually taking us back where we came from, and not only that, setting us up.
Right.
You know, but they thinking that because of they ain't seen no manifestations of the Most High like he did in Egypt. They thinking that they're gonna slide, but Yeah.
Well, they can't see it because they got their own gods. They got those statues, those Buddhas, and all that other kind of stuff. They can't see nothing like that. They're not even looking in the direction that we are, as what we know as the Most High, what God.
Right, and not only them, you got Israelites, thousands of Israelites same way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like
So
the brothers who went to Israel instead of just biding their time.
Right, exactly. And the ones that dealing with JC, the idol.
Mm-hmm.
I said you're in a bad place. If 2021 you're dealing with a JC, come on.
You know, I was when I told you I was driving from Huntsville to Birmingham to a doctor's appointment, and some of these places have these crosses. I'm like, I used to look at China, I used to look at India. Man, these folks got all these statues, these idols, and it dawned on me, we got the same thing. You see this big 90-foot cross standing out in front of the church. I'm like, hey,
Wow.
Right.
We got it. Just hit me. I'm like, we have just as many idol statues as these other countries and stuff. And it don't dawn on you until you get rid of that. You get your eyes open, those scales pop off.
Right. So I'm gonna read some because I like to always go to the scripture. So, like I say, when you have these type of conversations, then you go to the scriptures, and it just the scripture come alive. So, based on what you just said, I'm in Deuteronomy. I'm in Deuteronomy 28. Like I say, you know, you know that it's registering because but they don't want to deal with it. So I'm in 68, 28 and 64. It says
28 and 64.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 28, 64. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there you shall serve other gods. See that? That's what you just said. Other gods, not him, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Jeremiah, Ezekiel, all them, they don't know no JC. They don't know JC. See that? And then 65. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall thy soul thy feet have rest, but the Lord there shall give thee the trembling of heart, failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind. And then 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. So 65 and 64, they can agree with that, but they can't agree with 64. You tell us right here, you're gonna be worshiping other gods, not him. Come on, it's right there. I mean, like you just said. You know, they wood and stone. That's how you're looking at it. That's how you make idols with wood and stone.
Yep, and all through our Black neighborhoods, you know, the Christian churches,
right? Exactly,
on every corner.
Right,
exactly,
right.
That's how it is in Alabama too now. That's the Bible Belt.
Yep.
Right. And like I said before, you can even banks. Bank is the most wickedest thing that you can deal with. But they got us brainwashed, but we think it's something good. It's like I was saying before, you got to stop and think about that. Now, you might want to build a house, and we catching hell trying to get money to build a house, but they sitting there with all your money, and whatever they need, they can go get it because they got all your money. Think about that. You can't even get
over 20% interest, and you getting 3%.
Yeah, and so they didn't devise this scheme where you bringing all your money to their bank, and anything they want to do, they go do because they got all your money.
Right.
But you got to go ask them or put in for an application for a loan and all that, and 9 times out of 10, you black, you ain't gonna get it.
And that's how they keep their white supremacy going too.
Right.
That's how they do our TSP for if you put your money in there, You put your money in your TSP account, and then when you want to get something out to get something nice for yourself, you got to pay them a certain amount from your money. All your money went into that TSP from working, but get some of it. You got to what I got to get mine first before you get yours.
Right. Yeah. And I was looking at that back in the day, even before I even was awakened. So if you just say you get out the army, you know, ETS or whatever, and then they give you $20,000, right? They give you a check or whatever, $20,000. Well, nobody know you got it, but as soon as you go to the bank, they know you got it. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna report you to the IRS.
Yeah, but we still saying, as long as you keep it at your house or whatever, nobody know it. But as soon as you go to the bank, I mean, come on, they already know what's up with you. That's crazy, man. And this is long before they got computers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So based on that same thing, I'm gonna show you this other video. I just showed you about the what they're doing with the Road and Belt Initiative, and then you know everybody's saying, you know, they raising my man, the guy for Ghana president. They got him up on a pedestal, but like I said, he part of the plan. So I'm gonna show you this right here, and it's crazy. This is what a lot of people don't know. Okay. It's the reconstruction of Ghana. It's going on right now as we speak.
So the Ghana president is a yes man, more so.
Yeah, he's a pawn, just like the Dr. Arcana is.
Okay.
They want us in it. Let's see if this thing gonna come up. So they want us, and this is like I said, it's 10 incarnations of the four beasts. That's what people don't understand. It's not 10 toes. The fourth beast reincarnate, relocate 10 different things. So what we witnessing right now is the last 10th and final incarnation, which is China. And so, but what they done learned is we have to be involved. Every time they relocate and go somewhere, Israel got to be there. When Egypt didn't blow up until they brought the Israelites there.
Right.
America didn't blow up until they brought us over on spaceships. And not only did they bring us, not only did they take us to they took us to America, they took us to Great Britain. All them countries blowed up when the Israelites got there.
Right.
But he said, wherever we at, those people gonna be blessed. And he got to bless them in order to preserve us.
So China done read and studied and said it's our turn to pull them on up.
Accra is a city with a beautiful.
So, like I said, watch this right here. You tell me.
And developing infrastructure, but these elements are currently disjointed.
These bankers' money. This ain't nothing no.
Our vision for Marine Drive introduces a new waterfront promenade.
Look at
that weaves together these various nodes into a cohesive urban core, embracing the country's legacy and preparing for its future in the 21st century.
Marine Drive is a huge development that is being envisaged. And since the time of the sword cutting, efforts have been made to secure the basic agreements that will be able to finance the project. And the time frame within which the completion of the project is being contemplated is something in the area of 3 years. But the process has begun. And I believe that the Ministry of Culture, Arts and Tourism, who is the lead governmental figure on it, is
so this next door to the city of return.
Very much in the middle of monitoring the development and the progress. But developments of that nature are not things that happen overnight. It's a huge, even if you see even the artist's impression of the final thing, it's a major reconstruction of Accra that is going to take place on that side. It'll happen.
Utilizing the city's best assets, its markets, recreation areas, and leisure spaces, the promenade will provide the people of Accra unprecedented access to the city's beachfront and to create around its existing monumental core a new monumental avenue and public promenade right on the sea. This new public promenade is punctuated by 3 new anchors, each of which celebrates Ghana's rich history and provides the capital world-class civic spaces. Anchoring the promenade on either side are the new National Concert Hall next to Nkrumah's monument, and the National Museum and refurbished Osu Castle and grounds. Both iconic destinations will be open to the public. Extending from Independence Square down to the waterfront, the new park culminates in a coastal overlook that offers dramatic sweeping vistas across this part of the Gulf of Guinea.
Okay. Any comments?
I'm just curious as to, like we mentioned yesterday, the behind the scenes, the big money behind the scenes.
Right.
You said China, and yesterday we alluded to probably what the Rothschild family. They don't. Nothing goes on without them getting into it. Who owns and makes the currency for this location?
It's Rothschilds.
Rothschilds. Okay.
It's like it was no different with slave ships.
Okay.
They owned all slave ships, but they had other people fronting, but they was the ones spitting all the money out. All the slaves.
And when the Rothschilds, the McAllisters, or whatever it's a Mac something.
Yeah, Oppenheimers and all them.
Yeah.
So, and they did the same thing with the oil.
Mm-hmm.
They got front people, they putting a little money in their pocket, but all the money is funneling back to these Rothschilds, these Edomites, these bankers. Mm-hmm. And this right here, their ultimate plan. I'm telling you about this Road and Belt initiative. This their ultimate plan from all they done learned from the last 3,000 years. This they mega move right here.
Mm-hmm.
But all they doing is what the Most High already said they was gonna do.
Okay, like I got a question. Like the Book of Revelation. You know, they how you say it? They got a script written out. Are they trying to follow that script? Like
right. They trying to make it happen with technology.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like
I give you an example. Like I see a lot of this is coming out of. Remember, he told Daniel close the book up.
Right.
So that's when our scriptures was closed up when he said seal the book. So a lot of this stuff that they got over in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, is out of Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, look how many chapters Isaiah got and all the rest of them got, and then Daniel got 12.
Right.
Take a lot of that out of Daniel, put it over there, but to keep the lie going with JC. But let me show you I'll give you an example. Real quick, in Revelation. And it says, I think it's chapter. Chapter 12. Revelation.
All right.
So it says, verse 1 says, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, the woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head was a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another one in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. See this? Having 7 heads, 10 horns. I told you it's going to transform itself 10 different times. That's why it's 10 horns, right? And 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew a third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to devour her. So watch this: to devour her and deliver her, or devour her child as soon as it was born. Then it says, and she brought forth a man child, that's David, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And that child was caught up under God. David died and was caught up to God. Then now here we go. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of God, and there she was fed, and there and that they should feed her there 1,203 score years. When the slave ships came, where we was at?
West coast of Africa.
In the wilderness.
Wilderness, yeah.
We fled in the wilderness. And I told you, Antioch Epiphanes came and destroyed Jerusalem as a nation. They fled. The woman fled in the wilderness, where a place where she was prepared. She was prepared. You had different countries. The Israelites was progressing over there. They had all those different nations like Timbuktu and the Ashanti Kingdom and all the different kingdoms. They were flourishing over there. And then in 1619, this prophecy came, caught up with us. That's what they're telling you right here, but they got it over in Revelations. If you put it in Daniel, you'll see it.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Leonard. With these New Testament writers, how much of this as who we are, we should take in to chew on and gain knowledge from, as far as the New Testament?
Well, it's not that it's just that once that start getting connected, and then you go and you start reading it, you can see what they done and what they didn't do, and you just
cross reference.
You throw the meat away, you throw it away. Like I was saying, let me give you another example right quick. And like I say, a lot of times you ain't gonna see it to somebody. The Most High will bring somebody to show it to you. So I'm in Daniel.
Because that's the conversation I've been having with the other guy I was telling you about, my other brother.
Right.
He said we should also chew on the fat, chew on the meat and spit out the fat for the New Testament, as far as there's something to gain.
Right.
So I'm like, the jury's still out on that.
Right. Exactly. So I'm in chapter 8 of Daniel.
Seemed like the books of Daniel was cut short, like there's more to it.
It is, right. It's about at least 10 chapters missing. They in Revelation. So you're in Daniel 8?
Yeah.
So Daniel had a vision of a ram and a he-goat. When you understand that it's 4 beasts coming upon the earth, they was in Babylon. Daniel in Babylon, so the ram is the Medes and Persians, and the he-goat is the Greeks, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna pick it up in verse 19. Daniel, he got Gabriel giving him the interpretation. And verse 19 says, and he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of indignation, for at the time appointed, the end shall be. So the time appointed is Israel as a nation, not the end of the world, but Israel as a nation gonna come to an end. 20. The ram which thou sawest having 2 horns are the kings of the Medes and Persians. We already know that. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. That's Alexander the Great. 22. Now that being broken, Alexander died, whereas 4 stood up for it. 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of that nation, but not in his own power. So the Greek kingdom was divided up into 4 different smaller kingdoms when Alexander died by his generals. And so we're still dealing with the Greek kingdom. 23. And in the latter times of their kingdom, the Greek kingdom, when the transgressors are come to a full, a king of fierce countenance, understanding dark sentences shall stand up. That's the Antichrist. Whoever that is the Antichrist. 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. He shall destroy wonderfully. He shall prosper. He shall practice. He shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. Who the holy people?
We.
What kingdom we in?
You lost me with that question.
What kingdom?
Yeah, out of it's four kingdoms that come upon the earth. The Medes and Persians, the Babylonians, the Medes and Persians, the Greeks and the Romans. What kingdom right here?
Roman.
Right here.
We under the Roman Empire.
No, right here, what I'm reading. So I'm saying, see what I'm saying? I'm reading what I'm reading. So it says 23. In the latter times of their kingdom, when the transgressors have come to a fool, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. What kingdom we in?
Greek
kingdom. We still in the Greek kingdom. 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. He shall destroy wonderfully. He shall prosper and practice, and he shall destroy the mighty and holy people. That's during the Greek kingdom. It's the kingdom. Not during the fourth kingdom. Go ahead.
Is that all the killings and stuff that we're going through under right now?
No. This is how we ended up on the west coast of Africa.
Okay, this was the west coast of Africa.
Right.
So I guess I got it lost of being in the last 400, which we're in the last 400 years. I'm thinking that's during this time because we seem like we're going through the same thing.
No. Gabriel's telling him what's going on is these Israelites, they're not dealing with Yah because of the temple, because of their status in the world. So Yah keep on giving them opportunity after opportunity. So he done sent Gabriel and Michael and them to tell them, no, I'm finna tear all this down because y'all ain't right. So I'm finna tear all this down and you finna go into captivity.
Okay, that's that phase. Okay, that's
right.
before the diaspora, just before the diaspora.
So this how they ended up on the west coast of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Not in 70 AD. They left right here.
Right.
So then the Edomites stole the land. This is what people don't understand. They stole the land. So from this point right here to 70 AD, Esau is living in the land, calling themselves Israelites.
Right.
And then in 70 AD, they was kicked out. And but they went up into Europe. That's how you know. That's how you know it's two different group of people. We went on the west coast of Africa at the end of the Greek kingdom when we was kicked out. They in 70 AD they went into Rome. If you go look at all the places where Paul went, it's all up through Europe.
Okay, and that's why I asked you the other day. Remember I called you asking about Paul?
Right. It's two different groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
They got us thinking it's the same people, but once you see this and you read it for what it's saying, the Israelites left in at the end of the Greek kingdom, and they fled to the west coast of Africa. And the whole time all this stuff going on with these Edomites, Israel on the west coast of Africa. And then Deuteronomy 28 and 68 caught up with them in 1619, what you talking about, and brought us over here for our last captivity. You see that?
Okay, that's some clarity. That's some clarity right there.
So now I'm gonna show you one more thing. Then I'm gonna go into this little. I want to read Second Samuel 24. That's so when we close out in the book of Daniel, when we close out in the book of Malachi, we still in the second beast, right?
Right.
Malachi was in the second beast, right? So then you go to Matthew, right? I mean Matthew chapter 1, right? Matthew chapter 1. What out of the four beasts, what beast we in?
And Matthew?
Yeah.
Rome. Fourth.
Rome. So Malachi, the last book of the Old Testament, we in the second beast. Then we come to Matthew, we in the fourth beast. The third beast ain't here.
Yeah, what a third beast.
See what I'm saying? There you go. So I let you know, I showed you the Israelites left in the third beast. They don't want you to know none of that.
Gotcha.
So the third beast was
taken out. Completely taken out.
Greece. Who was the third beast?
Huh?
Third
Greece.
beast?
Greece. Greeks. The Greeks is the Gentiles. In Genesis chapter 10. That's not in there. So you have to go to the Apocrypha. Then the Apocrypha picks up and tell you the whole story about the Greeks. And that's when they ran Israel out.
So the third beast. Is that where we get the New Testament from? The Greeks?
Right. The Greeks, in Alexandria, Egypt. That library in Alexandria, Egypt, they was there. They had the Old Testament, and they had the Egyptian Book of the Day. They had all these different books, and they was sitting there formulating all that. And that's why when Constantine came, he canonized all them books they had wrote. Our books are already together. He had to canonize nothing in the Old Testament. He canonized the books that they was plagiarizing off our books.
So he said, is it the Greeks gonna destroy the holy people?
Right. And what we just read in chapter 8.
Right. It all makes sense.
Right. A king of fierce countenance. That's the Antichrist. No matter how you look at it. But he ain't coming in no future. He already came. He destroyed Zerubbabel temple and ran Israelites out. And they fled in the wilderness and went to the west coast of Africa. But they got you thinking all this stuff getting ready to happen in Revelations, but it already happened.
Right.
Yeah. That's why everybody out there, all these so-called mega pastors and all them, they can't see it.
Right.
Yeah. That's where the drama come in. So I'm over here. You can read it, later on. But I'm in Apocrypha. Right quick. Then I'm gonna go over here to the 2 Samuel right quick, close out. So I'm in Apocrypha. First Maccabees. I was telling you about the angel comes and bring a vision. Then the prophet get the vision. Then the angel comes and tell him interpret the vision for him. Then it comes to pass. If those things don't happen like that, then they tamper with it. So what he just told him, that the king of fierce countenance coming at the end of the third beast and destroy the Israelites. Well, it ain't come to pass. I just showed you they ain't in the book. It didn't come to pass. They took it out. So I'm over in First Maccabees. Right? Chapter 1. First Maccabees, chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 1. First Maccabees.
Okay.
And it said, look at that. It came to pass. What we just read, I just read to you. Here it is right here. It came to pass after Alexander of Macedon, son of Philip, who came from the land of Checham. See that? The fourth beast ain't came on the scene yet. Checham is the fourth beast, had utterly defeated Darius. Darius is in the second beast, right?
Right.
The king of the Medes and Persia. That's the second beast that he reigned in his stead, and he had before reigned over Greece, and he waged many wars, captured fortresses, and slaughtered the kings of the earth. And he made his way to the ends of the earth, and despised and despoiled a multitude of nations. The whole earth was quiet before him, and he became exalted, and his heart was uplifted. He mustered a very mighty army and ruled over lands and rulers of the heathens, and they paid him tribute. Afterwards, just like we just read, he fell sick and knew that he was going to die. So he called in his distinguished servants who had been brought up with him and divided his kingdom. We still in the Greek kingdom. Divided the Greek kingdom among them while he was still alive. And Alexander reigned 12 years when he died. Now his servants succeeded him, each in his own dominion. After his death, they all put on crowns and did their sons after them for many years. And they did much evil. See, I told you the Greeks, these Gentiles is wicked as hell. They did much evil on the earth. And then look at this. There sprung from them a sinful shoot named Antiochus. They go to Antichrist. See that? The son of King Antiochus, he had been a hostage in Rome. See, 4 BC even came yet. And he became king in the 142nd year of the Greek kingdom. Now watch this. They tell you that the Antichrist is going to make a 7-year plan with Israel, right?
Right.
Look at this. In those days, there arose out of Israel lawless men who persuaded many. Let us go and make a treaty. They got a treaty right there. See that? They go to 7-year treaty. Let's make a treaty with the heathen round about us, for ever since the time that we became separated from them, many misfortunes have overtaken us. Now, you say, well, what are you talking about? The plan. That's the treaty right there. The plan seemed good in their eyes, and some of the people went eagerly to the king, and he authorized them to introduce the practices of the heathen, and they built a gymnasium in Jerusalem. See that? They don't tell you this. It was a gymnasium in Jerusalem in the third beast. Where they said when JC come on the scene. Ain't no gymnasium. They ain't showing you no gymnasium. What you do in the gymnasium? Everybody walking around naked.
Right.
They ain't telling you none of this. That's why they took it out. So this when Israel left right here, when this man came on the scene, the Antichrist.
Right.
Yeah, so you can read it. It's in First Maccabees. You can read that on your own time. Anybody got any questions before I go to this last little stretch?
No, I'm just writing.
What'd you say?
I'm just taking notes.
Okay. Reason I'm reading this because it's a good illustration of what they did to David as because like I said, I keep on trying to re-emphasize the fact that who our Messiah is and who our Redeemer is. So I'm in second Samuel, right quick. Chapter 24, last chapter, 2 Samuel.
Okay.
And I'm start reading. Let me see. Yeah, I'm start reading at verse 1. It says, and again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go number Israel and Judah. And the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Bathsheba, and number ye the people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, now the Lord thy God add unto the people how many soever they be, 100-fold, and that the eyes of the Lord, the king, the eyes of my Lord. See that? My Lord. See that? You reading this with me?
Yeah.
See that? Lowercase.
Right.
See that Lord, lowercase. The king. So that's David. May see it. But why do my Lord? See that? This Joab, he's an Israelite, and he's the Lord of hosts of Israel. And he said, my Lord, the king, the light is in this. So David is his Lord. See that?
Right.
So this Joab is a Israelite soldier in the army, and he talking to the king, and he called him his Lord, but it's lowercase. Now, 4. Notwithstanding, the king's words prevailed against Joab and against the captain of the host. And Joab and the captain of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel, and they passed over Jordan and pitched in Ar on the right side of the city that lies in the midst of the river of Gad and toward Jazer, right? Then they came to Gilead in the land of Tamahasha, and they came to Danjain and about Zidon, and came to the stronghold of Tyre, and to all the cities of the Hivites, the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah, even to Bathsheba. So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king. And there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that Judah swore, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. So the Most High don't want to told David never to number Israel. So he's gonna punish David for that. So we're gonna pick it up in verse 10. And David's heart smote him after he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, see that? David said unto the Lord, see that? Capital A. See that?
Right.
So David, Lord, right? David is the Lord, and Michael, Lord. But Michael is a capital Lord, right?
Right.
So back, this been going on for the ages. they want to say when it says my Lord said to my Lord, they say that's Jesus.
Yeah.
See what it is now? See
Yeah,
that?
Psalm 110. Yeah.
Right. So is a man in Israel, is the Israelite saying, the Lord said to my Lord. So that Joab talking. Joab said, the Lord, Michael said to my Lord.
Right.
King David, not Jesus. See that? Okay.
Yeah.
So then you keep going. I'm in 11. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, go and say unto David, thus says the Lord, and I offer thee 3 things. Choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. And so Gad came to David and told him and said unto him, shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land, or wilt thou flee 3 months before thy enemies while I pursue thee, or that there be 3 days pestilence in the land? Now advise and see what answer I shall return unto him that sent me. And David said unto Gad, I am in great straits. Let us fall now into the hands of the Lord. See that? Capital L.
Mm-hmm.
For his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hands of man. So the Lord sent pestilence upon Israel from the morning even until the appointed time, and there died the people from Dan to Bathsheba, 70,000 men. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil and said to the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough. Stay now thine hand. And the angel of the Lord was by the stretching for a place of Ornak, the Jebusite. So here we go right here. So this angel tearing up everything, and then the Lord host tell him stop right here. So David and Gad, they see this angel.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped him right here by this thrashing floor where they thrash the wheat at, and he stopped him right there. The angel right there standing there. So David and them see him, right? So in the place, this thrashing floor is owned by this guy named, I can't say his name right, Arnoch or whatever. So then 17 says, David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel. See, you see the angel. He saw the angel that smote the people, and he said, lo, I have sinned and I have done wickedly, but these sheep, what have they done? Let thy hand, I pray thee, be against me and against my father's house. And Gad came that day to David and said unto him, give up, rear an altar, go up and rear an altar unto the Lord in the threshing floor of Ornak, the Jebusite, right? So this dude, the Jebusite, he a giant. He a Jebusite. So you got to understand that. And so we're going to find out in a minute. So, and David, according to the saying of Gad, went up as the Lord had commanded him, and Ornak looked and saw the king. Look at this. Watch this. Ornak looked and saw the king and his servants coming toward him. Now look at this. And Ornak went out and bowed himself, right? See that? Bowed himself before the king on his face upon the ground. Now, Ornak said, wherefore is my Lord? See that? Lowercase. Wherefore is my Lord the king come to his servant? And David said, to buy the threshing floor of thee and to build an altar unto the Lord, that the plague be stayed from the people, right? Then Ornak said unto David, let my Lord the king take and offer up which seemeth good unto him. Behold, here be oxen for burnt sacrifices and thrashing instruments and other instruments for the oxen for wood. All these things did Ornak. See that? Now watch this. This is what people reading over. 23. All these things did Ornak as a king. Ornak a king.
Wow.
See that? So
see it.
What's a giant? A king. When they came through the wilderness from Egypt, they kept seeing these giants running out there or in front of them or with these crowns on their head. So when they got to Israel, that's why they chose Saul. Yahweh didn't choose Saul. The Lord host didn't choose Saul. The people chose Saul because he was tall, like the giants was.
Right.
See that? So now here goes this dude. He all down on the ground. He a giant, but he out on the ground in front of David. So he said,
David.
23. All these things did Ornak as a king. See, we reading over that.
Mm-hmm.
Give unto the king. See that? It's a king. So what that make David? A king of kings.
Yep.
Hey, JC ain't the king of kings.
No.
And Anak said unto the king, Lord, thy God, accept thee. And the king said unto Anak, nay, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price. Neither will I offer burnt offerings unto the Lord my God of that which doeth cost of me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. And David built there an altar unto the Lord and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. So the Lord was entreated for the land, and the plague was stayed for Israel. See that? None of that got nothing to do with JC or the New Testament.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So with that being said, anybody got any comments before we close out?
Nope, that was just pretty good clarity right there.
Yeah. And that like the Christians try to make, Psalm 110, my Lord said to, they try to make that JC, but
right.
Man, that clear that
right. And that's all through there. That's all through there. So anytime you go and look at it, it's right there in your face. And then you can't keep on fumbling with that. It's 2021. Most times you're ready to come back. You can't keep on sitting there fumbling with that. And then especially when it's getting broken down right in front of you. Come on. Then you gotta ask yourself, how in the hell he seen that?
And like the King James Bible say it's a prayer of David, but it ain't a prayer of David, is it? Yeah, I mean, David just had 72 songs, right?
Right. Exactly. Oh, to my when they say the Lord said to my Lord.
Right.
No. That's my point. It's an Israelite man saying that.
Yeah.
It's a soldier saying that the Lord said, Michael said to his Lord, David, his Lord.
Right.
Stand over here and let me get rid of your enemies for you.
Right.
So let me give you an example of that. Let me give you an example of, like I said, you can't wiggle your way out of that. So I'm in 2 Samuel again in chapter 7.
All right.
So it says chapter 7. I'm starting at verse David wanted to build him a house. I'm gonna start at verse 4. David wanted to build him a house. Nathan told him to go ahead, but Nathan can't do that. Nathan had to go inquire the Lord and ask him, tell him what David said, then he gonna give him an answer. But Nathan told him in verse 3, and Nathan said to the king, go and do all that's in thine heart, for the Lord is with thee. He ain't go insult the Most High on it, the Lord of hosts on it. So that night, in verse 4, that night he came to Nathan to check him. He said, it came to pass that night that the word of the Lord came to Nathan. See that? He came to check Nathan. And then 5, go tell my servant David, thus saith the Lord, shalt thou build me a house for me to dwell in, whereas I have not dwelled in any house since the time that I brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, even to this day. But I have walked in a tent and in a tabernacle. 7, and in all places wherein I have walked with all the children of Israel, spake I a word with any of the tribes of Israel, whom I commanded to feed my people Israel, saying, why build ye me a house of cedar? Now here we go, right here. 8, now therefore shalt thou say unto my servant David, thus saith the Lord of hosts. Look at this. I took thee from the sheepcote, from following sheep, to be ruler over my people Israel, right? 9.
Right.
And I was with thee wheresoever thou wentest, and I have cut off all thy enemies. See that? Out of thy sight, and I have made thee a great nation. So go back to what we just read. He said, the man said, the Lord said to my Lord, stand over here on my right side while I get rid of your enemies. Come on. There it is right there.
Right.
Come on. Fumbling with it.
The great deception, huh?
Oh, yeah. Ain't that something?
Yep.
That's something, man.
Yeah. So everybody good?
Yeah, we straight.
Okay.
Yeah, we good.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out right here. Let me hit this. We're gonna be again next week at 8 o'clock. Appreciate everybody that came in on YouTube and in the chat. Okay.
All right, shalom, brothers.
Yeah,
Shalom, brothers.
I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
All right, then.
Shalom.